Welcome to War Thunder with Subdued. How y'all doing today? Well, I'm on the dev server, and all the wonderful things that are going on here are just great, grand, and glorious. Yes, I did buy the F-20. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. Um, I've looked at the Alpha Jets, and I do use the word plural, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. However, there's no air-to-air weaponry other than the cannon. They're not very fast either. Um, they're nice. Soviet Union has got a new Su-25, which I haven't gotten yet, and probably will take a while to get. I mean, it's a Su-25. Okay, there's not much more to say about it. Um, Japan, China, Italy. Did Italy get anything? I don't remember. Oh yeah, they got the Hungarian tech tree, which is just a lot of cut and paste slapped in. France again, we got the Alpha Jet, and again, there is no air-to-air weaponry other than the gun. Now I don't know whether Alpha Jets actually have anything. So, I mean, it would be kind of silly to have a jet trainer that doesn't train the pilots to do everything. But what do I know? My job was not military procurement. It was making submarines go bloop. Sweden and Israel didn't get anything in aviation, so there's no reason to look there. And then there's the Buccaneer. Now, this is one of those planes. I'm looking at the weapons. I'm going, well, those are nice. Air to ground missile, guided bombs, great. Oh, wonderful. AIM 9Ls, AIM 9Gs. Okay. Instead of putting another Buccaneer in the lineup, they could have just upgraded this Buccaneer. Because it's basically the same thing. I mean, let's look at it. Matter of fact, this one's got more choices of weapons for dropping. And an S2 and an S2B. Well, you know what the difference is? The 2B went into the shop and got some upgrades. That's about it. It has nothing to do with being a brand new airframe. Now, I'm not real hep on this thing to know what, the whether it was a pave spike or pave tack or whatever they were using to guide their weapons in with. But one of the reasons that the Buccaneer was actually brought out in the first Gulf War was because the Tornadoes at the time didn't have their own laser designator. So the Buccaneers would stay at altitude and laze the targets for the tornadoes, and then after the tornadoes were done, the Buccaneers would drop their ordnance, and everybody would go home happy. Okay, so we have to get an entirely new Buccaneer. All right, 300,000 RP, which isn't too bad. But then you've got all the modifications. And that's a lot. Now for aerialistic, probably you're going to want to get the 1,000 pounders and the AIM-9Ls, plus the survivability and performance packages. Because the rest of the weapons probably aren't of much use to you at all. I mean, they're just more stuff. But it's a good looking plane, and it's in Gulf War livery. Now, one thing I've noticed with this dev server is the the GPU usage in this dev server is out of control. I mean, it's seriously stressing my 3060 Ti. Now, I know it's not a 4090 or 4080 Super or Ti or whatever. It's just a 3060 Ti. But if I open up the regular game, see, GPU usage isn't too high. When I open up the game in the dev server, GPU usage is off the charts. In the normal game, I can get anywhere upwards of 250 frames a minute or a second. In this, I'm lucky to get 60 frames a second. When I'm flying like the F-111 down close to the ground, it eats tremendous amounts of resources. And my settings for my graphic settings are the exact same. I don't know whether that's a problem with this setup. Back. Options. Yeah, now we're just doing the screensaver portion, and I've jumped from sub 60 to 90 frames a second. And there's no reason it should have jumped. It should have been rock solid 60. So something's going on with the graphics as far as their usage. I don't know what it is, and again, you know, I looked at this, XDLSS off, DLSS off. Well, let's put it in performance. Now it's even higher. But we'll go back to what it was before. Turn DLSS off and go back to my preferred and there you have it. Sub 60. Just to kind of show you, let's do a quick custom battle. Hang on a second while I get it queued up. Excuse me. Ugh. Hate it when I start sneezing like that. Yeah, that's a good one. And we'll get her started. See the jerkiness? And my video card is, the fans on it are just screaming. Fifty-one, 52, 51. This is frames a second. And when I'm in the online game, the actual game, I'm getting over 150 frames a second. And I will go in and queue up this exact same match on the online game. If you'll hold up just a second, let me jump out of this. Alright, same map on the live server. Same plane, same bomb load, same video card. $112, $113. Much smoother. Much smoother. Yeah, this is completely different than the dev server. Now, it could be something to do with the change in the anti-cheat software. I don't know. I haven't started the game without the anti-cheat software, but my FPS suffered massively. I mean, it was half what it is now. And if I climb higher, the number just keeps going up. So, well, that's all I've got. I mean, I'm not going to go into super whamidine things. Germany got the BF 109C, which well, okay. It was a while coming, and it should have been around a few years ago. But it's here now. And there's other things that are being added. I didn't test out the AMRAMs or the R27s or R77s. I think it's the R77s. Um, Not that I don't want to, it's just that I felt there was no reason. I'll let people who are more used to playing top tier deal with that than letting me deal with it. Um, because honestly, even though I have an F-15, an F-16, F-5, F-14, I mostly have them for vanity, not to really play them because I'm not good. I'm not a fighter pilot. Leastwise, not a jet fighter pilot. Now, I'm sure there are some people who have got, the HOTAS, and, they got all the bells and whistles and buttons and everything that goes with that. And, I mean, they don't even have to take their hands off the key, the joystick and the throttle to, you know, change their radar, select a different weapon, blah, 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 blah. Me, I got a keyboard and a mouse, and I got to go, okay, which key was that again? It goes from being muscle memory to being keyboard memory. And my keyboard memory isn't as good as it used to be. Give me a break. I'm retired, okay? All right, this is Subdude signing off. Gaijin, you broke your video capabilities. Anyone who's playing on Potato, be advised. You ain't gonna be happy if this comes to War Thunder. It's Subdude. Out!